Today, only on CBS Mornings, we love when this happens. Oprah's going to reveal her latest book club pick. We recently sat down with her and the award-winning author, and we discussed the novel that Oprah calls a complex and compelling tale that ultimately showcases the transformation and the power of love. Here's that conversation. I sort of feel like Mariah Carey. You know how she does that? It's time. That's how I feel about Oprah when it's time to reveal her latest book club selection. Oprah, who did you select? What did you select?
I selected John of John by Douglas Stuart.
Yeah, even the title is good.
John of John.
Because John of John is about a young man called back to his rural Scottish hometown where he has to hide his queer identity. When he returns home, he slowly discovers that his deeply religious father and his profanity-loving grandmother, let's just say she had a mouth on her, are keeping secrets of their own, secrets that threaten to tear the family and the community apart wide open. We make it easy for you to buy this book. You'll like this, Douglas. All you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen to buy it. Along with Oprah, we are joined by John of John's award-winning author, that would be Douglas Stuart. Hello, Douglas Stuart.
Hi, Gayle.
What did you think when Oprah called you?
Oh, I mean, it's mind-blowing. You know, it's a Wednesday evening and you're sat by your phone and then you get a phone call and very quickly you realise, oh, this really is the real Oprah Winfrey. It was one of the most wonderful and most surreal phone calls of my entire life, so thank you very much.
Douglas, it was my pleasure to do it because I was so moved by this book. So here's the thing. I started reading the book, and Abraham Verghese, whose book I chose for Covenant of Water, sent me a text saying, I get sent a lot of books, and the best book I've read all year is this book called John of John. And I said, I was reading that.
I got to get that.
I was reading that, and I love that he says it's the most satisfying novel I've read in a long time. Stuart's tale is soulful, tragic, comic, uplifting, and ultimately so very satisfying. Destined to be a classic.
Wow, that's
Abraham
Verghese.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal
that's
writer.
Quite the endorsement.
Yes. And the reason why I was so impressed by this novel is that what it takes to repress who you really are, what it takes to do that means you've stifled your life. You've been enslaved to somebody else's idea of who you should be instead of being who you should be. That's why I find the novel to be liberating for people who have been suppressing themselves.
I think it would be torturous to live that way. Where did the storyline come for you? Because you had gone to Scotland, to an isolated area?
I spent 16 weeks on the Outer Hebrides, which is an archipelago up off the northwest coast of Scotland. And I was travelling around thinking I was going to write about loneliness and about the search for love. But when I was doing my research, I was going from little town to little town, and there was always bachelors or unmarried women, and I was hearing about how they'd missed their chance for love or how they couldn't be bothered with the opposite sex. And I was listening to this for some weeks, and I said, well, of course, perhaps one or two of them are gay. And the person went, oh, no, that's not possible. And I suddenly thought, oh, of course, the whole family that I'm writing about has secrets. And they keep secrets not to be cruel or mean, but to protect each other.
Everybody, though, has a secret, including Dad. Why did you want everyone to have a secret?
Because I think when we grow up in a place, we assume that we belong and that we fit in. And I wanted all of the characters to feel some kind of outsider in their own life, in a way. But the novel is so much about how men spend their entire life avoiding the emotional truth, while women have to carry all the knowing quietly. You know, they have to carry it inside themselves.
The father and son never say what they want to say because their conversations are always censored.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right, whenever they speak on the phone. And so actually, they're both tweed weavers. And the only time they can really, truly be honest with each other is when they're discussing their work.
Yes.
And so they're absolutely exacting when it comes to colour and pattern and technicalities. And yet, in their own lives, they sort of hold their emotional selves at a distance.
Ultimately, though, you said the book is transformational. It's a power of love.
That's right. The family love each other very deeply, and they go to great lengths to protect one another and to make huge sacrifices for one another. But also, what do we inherit from our fathers and our grandmothers? You know, what sort of behaviours and lies? And one of the keys to the book is the grandmother Ella says to John the father, when they're sort of discovering that Cal is gay, they say, well, how do you tell a man who hates himself that his son is made in his image?
Yeah.
And I think
that was a jaw dropper. That was a jaw dropper to me.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. Well done, Douglas.
John of John. Thank you so much.
Thank you both. John of John goes on sale today wherever you like to buy your books. We, as I said, we make it easy for you. Scan the QR code to get your copy today. Check out CBSMornings.com for a reader's guide. And guess what? He's going to read it, a free excerpt from the book with that accent. I love your accent.
Thank you.
And you can watch Douglas Stewart's conversation with Oprah on the Oprah podcast, available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.